So, hi. This was my third year applying for BA acting courses at drama schools, and yeah, it's been a hell of a year, hasn't it? The first thing I'd like to say is I achieved a hell of a lot more than just auditioning at drama schools this year. Although they're tough and incredibly time consuming and highly competitive, they are not everything and they should never be taken as such. When you audition for drama schools, you're auditioning for 3 years of dedication to your craft plus an end of year showcase at the third year. You are not auditioning for the permission to get a career. And that training is so valuable, but it can be found in several different places, not just in a degree course. So I began this year by starting my training on the foundation acting course at Reed College, which is genuinely the best decision I've ever made. They have changed my life for the better. I have learned and grown so much and I am insanely grateful. And audition prep there was solid. I had, I think, 6 of my best ever speeches prepared, and I was showing them and working on them 4 times a week at Reed. It was brilliant. Then audition season started up and it was going fantastically, like better than I had ever done before. I had recalls at Conti, Bruford, Mountview and, in fact, RADA, which was an interesting feeling. And then it just all sort of stopped because of this global pandemic. Bit of a yeet. I was really actually very scared when other drama schools started cancelling their recalls auditions and things like that, like even before lockdown, because a bunch of my friends at Reed were already offered places and I was concerned that maybe I had missed my shot because if lockdown was happening, schools wouldn't want to continue auditioning at all and wouldn't really consider any future auditionees. And subsequently, all bar my Rose Bruford recall were done via self-tapes, and they were all generally self-tapes of my original speeches, which is normally just a contemporary and a classical. And admittedly, I could have done a lot better in a lot of these tapes. I think a part of me was just very upset and annoyed that it was something that I had to do, and I was really putting off the idea of lockdown on for a lot of my auditions and just hoping and praying that it wasn't something that I would have to do, because I know that they wouldn't be able to see the full experience of me and it would be far more difficult for anybody to judge who should and who shouldn't get a place based on 2 speeches and tape. And I was kind of really upset because I've been doing this for so long and I've put so much work into it that it really hurts that my best year gets taken away, which is a massive shame. So, and I think that came through in some of those self-tapes, the Mountview one especially. Although this did result in offers, about 4 offers for foundation courses, a few waiting lists, but no solid BA acting straight offers, which is very annoying. So I didn't get into a BA acting course, which is what I wanted. I wasn't gonna give up, do another foundation course or do something else. It's just not me. You guys know it's not me, and that would be a waste of my money and a waste of my time. So I won't be training next year, which is different, especially after taking and stepping back into education, doing my foundation and stepping back into education after so long and then coming back out of it. Like, I'm comfortable with it because obviously I had a year off last year, so I know sort of what I'm doing, but at the same time it does scare me a little bit. But I am going to be doing something pretty cool. So I would like to formally announce on this YouTube channel a little thing I like to call
Lockdown Projections.
Hi. Cool, that's what we're doing. So, Lockdown Projections is my new theatre company. This is Sian. She is the official assistant director and I am the director and founder of the company. Hello.
Hi.
So, post auditioning for drama schools and everything, some readies got in, some readies didn't. I'm the one in whom didn't, alongside some other people.
I did get in.
There we go. Sian
Yeah.
next year is going to Fourth Monkey, which is a training company in
London.
That place. Our other two founding members, Mia Jackson and Amy McMahon, are also training at drama school. Amy will be studying acting musicianship at Mountview, and Mia Jackson shall be studying musical theatre at Italia Conti, which is all pretty exciting. And I shall be studying The Hustle. So Lockdown Projections essentially started with the production of Locked On, which was an online theatre production made for the lockdown competition of Reading Theatre Forum. Yeah. We all devised it ourselves. It's a 10-minute piece. It's on the channel. I'll link it up there. It's a 10-minute piece. It's a verbatim play using physical theatre, trying to blend digital theatre with
physical theatre,
verbatim, all that lovely stuff. And I think it did quite well.
Yeah, it was a really new twist on Zoom productions, because a lot of people have done Zoom production. There's been Shakespeare readings. We've done other Zoom productions, but it was very different and innovative.
Yeah, and we worked really well together. And it was a great first piece to really experiment. I think I thank Lockdown for that, because otherwise we would have tried doing something live without really knowing how to work with each other and how to organise something like this. But it was brilliant to actually create that. We spent 2 weeks doing it, and it was a lot of hard work, but we did it, and very proud.
It came out very good, and with a lot of really positive feedback.
So we're going ahead. We're just shooting forward with Lockdown Projections as a company to make new stuff. Now, of course, while lockdown goes on and the government continues to be quite unclear as to whether the theatres will be opening or not, and the restrictions and guidance that theatres need to follow, we shall be going ahead with a few digital productions. The next one we have coming up is by Sean. I'll let you introduce that.
Yeah, so it's The Meeting, which my debut writing, and I'm also in it. It's a Pinter-esque Zoom play. It is painfully Pinter, and it's just a lot of fun. Bit of comedy, there's a lot of excruciating awkwardness. It's just a short little Zoom play.
Yeah, I find it quite funny. Hopefully you do too, and that will also be featuring Nicholas Koch. I'm editing it. Sean, of course, is writer and director on that production. And what else we have coming up, if I just look at my list, we shall also be finishing the Lockdown Stories project, which is a series that's been running on this channel and now in association with Lockdown Projections. And the final episode is called The Breakup, and that will be featuring myself, Sean, and also Thomas Harris. So stay tuned for that. It's quite a dramatic episode. We've also got another one of your works.
It's a lot. It started as just one single, it's a collection of monologues, and it began as one single one, which I wrote about my experiences with mental health, and it kind of developed into, I'm on my 9th monologue, very Lulu Raxka style, think Lulu Raxka Nothing, and it's just basically looking at varying experiences people have. Some of the topics are very, very, serious and hard-hitting, and then there are others which are pure comedy and so trivial, but mixed together in the way they kind of chop and change between each other. It's going to be a very powerful and interesting piece to watch.
And what we're hoping to do is record it and do it as a lockdown piece, but hopefully, not this year, but possibly the year after, we want to make it live. So what we're hoping is for maybe another tour or a fringe show. But this year, what we've got going on in terms of our live stuff, it's pretty exciting.
Oh, it's so exciting.
We literally just went through all of the plans, all of the key dates, all of the budgeting for The Truth Comes Out, which is going to be a production that myself and Poppy Bowness, who is another Reed graduate, who is fantastic.
She's incredible.
Who will also not be studying full-time next year, so it's just great for us. We will be producing this play and putting it on as part of a Berkshire and Oxfordshire tour. So we've got 6 venues planned, maybe more, depending, and hopefully we'll be able to start that tour in September. Now, of course, that may change given we are all just waiting on government guidelines, and of course, like spring and summer shows have been cancelled, so they may be moved to those later dates. But if that doesn't happen, I know that some theatres have been in contact with me saying that people have cancelled and stuff like that, etc, because other people are busy. It will become a January, February, March to whenever tour. So it's pretty exciting. Our other cast members will be Reed students, so it's great for us and expanding the community of Reed, and we would really appreciate the support of you, our audience, because really us as a company, we just sort of want to obviously make theatre, and we are all very young and graduating students. Our founding members is the age range of 19 to 20.
Yeah.
We're young, we've never done this before. None of us have gone through traditional BA acting training, but we can just put on a show.
Yeah.
And we can just tell these stories, and these stories that we really want to tell about vulnerability.
Yes.
And really getting out of ourselves and telling these human stories in different ways. Like the truth comes out, we were exploring how we can use digital tech that isn't just social media to tell these stories.
Yeah.
You know, so we're genuinely so excited, and we would love it if you would watch the production, support the productions. We will be coming out with a Patreon account for Lockdown Projections as a company, which will be using purely just for donations for productions and further investments in the company. That is what the Patreon is for.
Yeah.
All our shows so far are going, in terms of like us as a cast and crew, it's all off of share. So really, none of us are doing this for money. I can't imagine anyone doing theatre for money, because there's barely any in it. But we all just want to tell the stories and use our skills to do that, and that's why we're so excited. And another thing that hopefully I want to do personally next year under Lockdown Projections is my own one-woman show, which working title is another play about a unstable young woman, but that's a very much a working title, and hopefully I shall be taking that to the Reading Fringe and Edinburgh Fringe next summer, which is super exciting.
Woo!
Just super exciting. So that is Lockdown Projections, and
Yeah.
I just want to leave a final message of like, you know, anyone who's been watching me on this channel knows that I've been applying for drama school for like 3 years, and this is my 3rd year and I didn't get in. I don't plan to stop applying because I genuinely do just want 3 years to concentrate on my craft. But it's also the thing that it's 2020. You really don't need drama school to tell a story. No one does. And that's all we want to do. We just want to have a platform to express ourselves. And anyone who's watching me, who's been going through the same experiences, it's been my whole thing where it's like, don't panic if it's your first year of drama school and you didn't get in.
Yeah.
There is so much to you that you can put out there. And that's what I think, well, that's what I hope Lockdown Projections to inspire, especially because we're all so young. Youth doesn't stop you from doing anything. If anyone tries to tell you that, just slap them in the face. Probably don't, because it's a crime, but... You
know, we're all young women, which is another very important point, because, you know,
it's so hard to start out in this industry that is, like every other industry, that gives more power to men.
Especially that we're young women, you know.
Directing as well.
Yes, yeah. And I think what we're doing is really progressive, really innovative, and we are both examples of, you know, drama. You don't need a BA to do amazing things. I am fortunate enough to be going on to one, but I didn't need it to start my writing.
Exactly.
I didn't need it to start creating.
Just get yourself into the industry.
Yeah, it's down to you. You do not need a school to tell you that you're good enough.
Make something, meet amazing people, collaborate with amazing collaborators. That's your job, and that's your role. And don't let anyone ever question that is what you do. But no, I also like in this video just to give a massive shout out and thank you to Reed College.
Yeah, oh my god.
I'd like to give a massive thank you to Seamus Allen, who has been supporting us throughout this entire process, and it's just, like, honestly, it means the world. Huge thank you. Another thank you, of course, to Jamie and Helen Reed, Claire Whitehead, and Anna Simpson, who was the recent director of our graduate showcase, Boudica. Again, a massive thank you. So inspiring. Yeah,
I mean, if it hadn't been for Reed, I would have... The reason I wasn't getting into drama schools is I didn't understand that I was more than a performer. The only reason I began writing and creating and directing is because of Reed, and because they've helped me realise my full potential. I owe them a lot, and they just do incredible things.
They're moving on huge as well.
Yeah.
Like, the percentage of if you get whether to drama school or not to Reed really doesn't matter, because you're out here making stuff.
Yes.
And you're making something of yourself, and we're digging out careers for ourselves just because we want to make art. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So that's the tea, essentially. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got this far, I really hope you did. Make sure to like and subscribe, of course, to this channel. A lot of the Lockdown Projections work that is digital shall be premiered on this channel. Follow Lockdown Projections. We are at Lockdown Projections on Instagram and Facebook. All of our updates shall be running there, as well as my social media and all of our other founding members' social media. So make sure to check that out. And I shall also keep everyone informed when our Patreon comes out. And please, again, support that if you can. Even just sharing this video, sharing Lockdown Projections, social media, it helps so much. And keep an eye out for the meeting, because that is coming out soon, or it will already be out, depending on how long it takes me to make this video. Thank you so much, and we shall see you on the stages, boys.
Yeah, boy. Boom. Lockdown Projections. Let's go.
Editing.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bang.